Sitting in your company's boardroom when all of a sudden the boss walks in, demanding that, hey, I like this game. Well, let's make our own. And he turns to one of his people in the board meeting and goes, you there, what do you think we should add? Well, I think we should add some survival elements, maybe some base building and a vast tech tree and, crafting and stuff. And, the board director goes, yes, that's a good idea. That will separate us from it. But we need more. What about you? And this other guy goes, well, I really enjoy factory building games like Factorio and Satisfactory. So what if we made our Pokemon or do all the factory work? And the board meeting is like, yes, that's a great idea. And what about you in the back? Well, what if we had guns and the ability to butcher the Pokemon and capture the people too, and also butcher them? Hell yeah, that's a great idea. And thus, the creation of Palworld was born. At least to me, that's how it feels. Now, Palworld, in a much simpler terms, is just a survival game with a creature collecting mechanic on it. I've heard it's very similar to Ark Survival Evolved, just replace the Pokemon with dinosaurs. But I've never played it, so I don't know. I'm just gonna blindly trust the internet on that one. I decided to check this game out, one, because it's been on my radar, and two, because the enormous backlash from the Pokemon community about the game. And as a fan of Pokemon, I felt like I should see if these claims are true instead of blindly believing that on the internet. So I bought the game and decided to play it. And I did say it's pretty unique. And I don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting. But I'll go over it with a pros and cons list here. So, pro number one, this game looks better than any official Pokemon game, and just good in general. Granted, the POWs aren't the greatest visually. I feel like they clash just a bit too much with the graphics of the game, especially the really realistic looking gun models I've seen. I've yet to get to that far in the game, so I don't know. But yeah. Um, Pro number two, you can fight the pals as a human with your bare fists. I think that's a really cool addition. And definitely sets it apart from Pokemon. As I don't think in any Pokemon game you've ever been allowed to physically harm a Pokemon as a human. I know they do it in the show all the time, but pro number three, the ability to capture the humans of the game. I'm actually considering making a human-only run, so if you'd be interested in that, stick around, where I only capture humans and use them for base building and stuff. Pro number four, it's got a pretty vast tech tree and some pretty good foundations for a base building system. I really hope to see like Minecraft level automation farms with pals. I think that'd be really cool. Pro number five. A few of the pals I've seen, I've really enjoyed the designs of, and I feel they're very original. My favorite currently is this one, Daydream. It's a sheep creature that's different than the sheep creature in this game, and different from Wooloo and the Mareep line from Pokemon. They took the idea of counting sheep and made it a sheep about nightmares. I thought that was really cool. Pro number six, it's got a way better multiplayer than Scarlet and Violet, just because survival games are always better with friends, I feel like. Number seven, the little snippets of of the story I have read have really interested me. Like the opening line with this NPC here. Oh, she has a gun.
Oh, she has a shotgun.
This island is a living hell. The people that I came here Earth aren't with us anywhere else. Those damn pals ate every one of them? You best be careful. Whoa! Really is quite interesting, though it loses some value when the first pal you see is the chicken or the lamb. It's like, this guy's going, these fuckers ate my friends, and yeah, sure, these guys did. And the last little thing is using the pals in combat, both as just the basic, they help you fight along, by shooting the enemy for you, but also using the pals as weapons is really cool sort of mechanic. Now the cons list, a lot of the pal designs are either very generic, or is scarily close to copyright infringement, and you'll see Pokemon fans arguing that they're a bit too close. I wouldn't say there's any yet I've seen, but I haven't seen all of them. Only seen roughly about 30. Most of the names to me are bland and forgettable, in at least in English. I'm not sure about the other languages. Its music is really generic and terrible. The performance was pretty bad, though that's probably on my end, because I was A, hosting it, and B, have a pretty old computer. There's a lot of bugs in the game, which I think didn't help my experience. Granted, this game is early access, I know. But I mean, I posted a short about some of the bugs I ran into. And, yeah. And lastly, the lack of evolutions. Now in Pokemon, I would always love catching Pokemon and seeing what they evolved into. And sure, I didn't like every evolution I saw, but it was always something to look forward to. With pals, there's just you catch it, and like some of them you have to unlock a special thing to use with them, like with the fox, you have to get the flamethrower harness. But outside of that, it just feels like there isn't too much to look forward to with my pals once I've unlocked their abilities. In conclusion, though, this game is Palworld is not just Pokemon with guns. It takes a lot of inspiration from Pokemon games like Legends Arceus, maybe a bit too much, but it's overall a game with a unique identity and something I think I'll be playing for a while. But if I had to choose whether Pokemon or Palworld would be the only thing in this world, then I would definitely pick Pokemon. My final thought is that I hope this game will wake up Game Freak and Nintendo and force them to innovate on the Pokemon formula.